thing is, why then do we keep, I mean, because most coaches, technicians, administrators and alike would just suggest that, hey, we all play the same football. The football is in one level. And is that not a fallacy to suggest?
It's a big fallacy. It's a big fallacy. Just look at the records. Teams from second division to first division. How many of those teams have been relegated again? You know, it's just a fallacy. The standards are totally different. You take a player from Noweta to the first division, that player will struggle. You will not even have the tactical positioning, the tactical discipline, you know. Whilst in the first division, you need that tactical position and discipline. Keba knows what I'm talking about. If without that, you'll struggle. But you can be good on the ball and dribble, but that's one aspect of it.
Yes.
But the other aspect, you have the tactical positioning. You have to, if you are a center there, how to position yourself, you know, how to read the game. Those things you learn through playing a lot in first division.
Okay, but do you have exceptions for people who defy this this judgment and then from Nawetan straight onto the big stage and survive? There are people who, you know, perhaps, you know, dismantle the rule and the norm and just stand out.
Yeah, not, you know, in life there are very lucky few ones, but that cannot be, you cannot specify on that. Even in international football, we've seen, you go to England, you see Rooney the time he just came to the national team, Michael Owen and the others. We still get some potentials of such, you know, but what he was saying, I think that's the main problem affecting the league itself. Because you can see that most the first division teams are using the Nawetan centers as their recruitment player or replacement players. Because you scouted a player directly from the Nawetan, come with it to the first division directly. That player need time, transition to come up. If you should, or if you want to rely on that player or such players, if you get 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 of bunch of those kinds in your team, it will be very difficult for you to survive. And these are the most problems why these teams from second division are going back to second division, because they will go and gather these players from you. You could have a very good Nawetan, but at least during days back, when we used to the likes of Jato and Cho and the others, at least they've been playing 2, 3 times in a Nawetan season. You go to Banyu, you see Bayamar and the others. But for now, a kid will be playing in Nawetan. Only a season. The next season
will be blocked out.
You see him playing for Real or Hawks. So it will be very difficult.
I believe that is for the managers and so-called scouts who probably should know better that it's not that easy. This is the official sponsored Euro 2012 on television, brought to you by courtesy of the nation's leading GSM service provider. The match, of course, as you might have known already, is suspended due to the heavy downpour of rain in Donetsk. But hopefully, if the rain subsides, we would be seeing that later on. There are 2 games to be played today, and don't worry, you can still predict and win. That's what AfriCell does best. Whatever it is, there will be some winners somehow to play that lucky game, because we always tend to reward. If you do so, you know what the score is. Just send it to 1010. Fancy either of the teams playing tonight? Send your text message to 1010 and you stand the chance of winning over $1.5 million worth of AfriCell shirts and other valuable prizes in studio. That also does for the second game between England and Sweden. They have never beaten Sweden in any major competition, even in the Euros or the World Cup. So, know your score. It's all happening here. We're going on a break. When we come back, more football talking.
The European Cup is back again! Let's share in the spirit of football the AfriCell way for the Euro Cup 2012. Vote for your favorite team by predicting the winner of any daily match and get the chance to win more than $1.5 million worth of AfriCell genuine jerseys and cash prizes throughout the tournament. To predict, type the name of the team you predict will win and send it by SMS to 1010. Or you can simply call 1010 and vote for the winning team. And that's not all. For every prediction you make, you will get 2 free minutes from AfriCell. Join AfriCell live on GRTS TV for the full coverage of the Euro Cup 2012, where you can predict the winner and win up to $1.5 million worth of valuable prizes. AfriCell, always in support of sports.
Africa.
It is the world's fastest growing faith. One of every 4 people on earth finds spiritual peace in the words of the Quran. Nearly 1,400 years ago, the angel Gabriel came to Muhammad with revelations that he was to deliver to all of mankind. He spent the rest of his life communicating God's message and setting an example for how each human being should live. Today, many Americans associate Islam with images of violence and hatred. But such scenes are the work of a few suicidal fanatics. Their actions directly contradict the teachings of Muhammad and cloud the memory of a man who long ago brought a new message of hope and serenity.
It is not possible to conclude that the Prophet is a man of hate.
The Prophet of Islam is without doubt the most misunderstood major aspect of the Islamic religion.
Who was this man who founded Islam and brought spiritual comfort to so many?
Muhammad is often thought to be worshipped as Jesus is worshipped by Christians. This is absolutely and categorically not the case.
He was an ordinary human being with the same emotions, the same fears, the same insecurities that we live with.
Today, Muhammad's words of tolerance and peace offer many the same guidance as they have for centuries. God's messenger, the Prophet Muhammad. Out of respect for the beliefs and practices of Muslims, no image of the Prophet Muhammad or his immediate family will be shown in this biography. 5 times each day, over 1.5 billion people turn toward the ancient city of Mecca and offer their prayers to Allah. From New York to Indonesia, from Nigeria to the steppes of Central Asia, Muslims repeat the words first learned 1,400 years ago from the lips of a humble merchant and gentle teacher named Muhammad.
There was a time when he was very poor and he had only one blanket and he needed it, but there was a cat sleeping on the blanket. So he tore that part out, which was under the cat, because he did not want to disturb the cat, and he took the rest of the blanket and went away.
The life of Muhammad ibn Abdullah began in 570 of the Common Era. He was born in Mecca, a thriving trading community in the land that is today Saudi Arabia. No one could have known that the life of this child would become the foundation of a religion that would one day change history. At the time of Muhammad's birth, Arabia was a harsh, barren land, broken only by the occasional oasis. The Arabs who lived in this demanding world migrated from site to site, struggling to live off their flocks in the harsh desert. To survive in such a place, Arabs depended on the support of their tribe. The tribe protected them from harm, not only from the desert, but also from the endless raids and vendettas launched by other tribes.
Social life in pre-Islamic Arabia was grim, and Muhammad was born into a time of violence, turmoil, and despair, not unlike our own. The basic structure of social organization was the tribe.
But the desert nomads also depended on other Arabs who had gradually built small cities where they engaged in commerce. The most prosperous of these cities was Mecca, home to the young Muhammad. Muhammad was a member of a tribe called the Grts, who had left the nomadic life and